What's up, beautiful people? This your favorite cousin back again, Rich. Hope you're having a beautiful, marvelous, and prosperous day, as I am. So let's begin. Pressure makes diamonds. Sometimes things in your life are not going to change. You won't achieve anything. Things won't come into fruition until pressure is applied. You know, it's this pressure, when applied to carbon, is what turns this carbon into a diamond. You know, way beneath Earth's surface, over 100 miles deep. And then you have these temperatures that can raise up to 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit, added with 725,000 pounds of pressure. Again, 725,000 pounds of pressure. We have this whole smoothie going, and then you add in that carbon. What comes out? A diamond. So I'm pretty sure right now in your life, or there's been times in your life where you've undergone pressure. And two things can happen. Either you crack and break, or you turn into a diamond. That's all pressure is here to do whenever you feel that pressure coming over you about a certain situation. It's to turn you into that diamond. It's to make you better. It's not to harm you. Sometimes we get caught up thinking that pressure is to harm us, pressure is bad, pressure is evil. No. Pressure is something that's going to force you out of your comfort zone. And now once you're out of that comfort zone, now this is where you form into that diamond. See, pressure is a good thing. But it depends on where this pressure is coming from first. If it's pressure coming from peers, your peers, whether it be your parents, friends, and they're pressuring you to go a certain way, you won't turn into a diamond. The pressure that's beneficial for you is pressure that either the universe puts on you for you to grow and change and to become better, bigger to the person that you're supposed to be, or the pressure that you put on yourself because you see that there is a change that you want to have. You see, when you start feeling the heat of that pressure, the heat of pressure coming, don't ignore it. Because this is a sign that it's time for you to grow. That's all pressure is. It's a sign telling you that it's time to go. And a lot of times the pressure becomes even more and more and more unbearable because we choose not to grow. We choose not to change. And change isn't a bad thing. Change is good. It all depends on what you're changing for, but a lot of times change is good when this pressure is coming from either the universe or pressure that you brought upon yourself because you see a vision that you want to accomplish. Just like that, carbon changes from its original state. Then when that 725,000 pounds of pressure is applied, it becomes that diamond. The same way. It's when pressure is applied into your life, you become something bigger and greater. Now I know a lot of times people may look at themselves and say, I'm comfortable where I'm at, I'm cool where I'm at, I don't need to change, everything's cool. Which could be true. What if things could be better? Oh, a feather. See, I got ADHD. See, I just got it off track. But a lot of people may see, oh, my life is cool. My life is, I don't need change. I'm comfortable. Which could be true. But sometimes, or let me ask you this. Granted, life could be cool, but could it be better? Granted, life could be cool, but is there a pressure that you're ignoring to stay in that comfortability? You see, we can stay in comfortability all we want, but there could be a nagging pressure in the back of our head that keeps pressuring us to do something, and we ignore it because we're cool where we're at. But sometimes where we're cool where we're at is not where we need to be right now. I always say you can be cool in the Honda, but what if the universe is trying to pressure you to be cool in the Benz? So sometimes, like I said, we ignore that pressure because we don't want to change. We don't want to put in the work that it takes to become better than where we are. We ignore that pressure because we don't want to be uncomfortable. We ignore that pressure because we don't want to do the work. And granted, I like being comfortable as well. But one thing I don't like is being pressured. pressured by the universe, right? So that's why when pressure is applied, I willfully go with it. Why? Because I don't want even more pressure to force me to change when the universe sees that it's time for me to change, when the universe sees it's time for me to grow. I will be going against the current. I'll be going against the wind instead of going with the wind. See, it's easier to change when the pressure is being applied lightly. It's easier to go with the flow. It only becomes hard. It only becomes unbearable when you're going against it. When you see that pressure is coming, and instead of you going along with it and making it easy, that easy, smooth transition, once you go against it, now it becomes hard. Now it becomes unbearable. So pay attention when the universe is starting to apply pressure. Because when it's time to apply pressure, it's signaling to you that it's starting to align things that's going to make this transition easy. Like I said, the transition only becomes harder when we ignore it. It's just like if you have a pain somewhere or you become sick, the longer that you ignore it, it's the worse that it becomes. So when that pressure is applied, the longer that you ignore it to level up, the longer that you ignore it to change, the longer that you ignore it, whatever you're ignoring is going to become greater. And this is especially if the universe has something in store for you. The universe has something great for you. See, the universe needs you to change. The universe needs you to grow. This is why we shouldn't shy away from it. And it's going to give us all the tools that we don't have is going to give it to us in order to change. Right? So this is why I say we should just go along with it. Because the more that we go along with it, the easier it'll be to transition. The less resistance that we have is more going with the current that it will be. I hope that makes sense to somebody. Like I said, pressure is a beautiful thing. Like me, I work better under pressure. Why? Because it eliminates distractions. It gives you focus. You don't have any excuses when you have pressure applied to you. Why? Because you're uncomfortable. Why? Because you're in a position to where you have to. Like imagine if you're pressured to pay the bills, you have to. So now it brings out something in you that was sleep, you know? You might not have been a person who liked to hustle. You might not have been a person who saved money or whatever the case may be. Well, when that pressure was applied, you had certain bills or obligations that you had to take care of, and that pressure was applied, now what? You became a whole different person. Well, imagine if you shied away from taking care of those responsibilities or those obligations. They became greater and greater and greater and greater. And now the person that you could have been in order to take care of them, you're not. So now when you look at that whole monument of bills and obligations that you have to handle now, it becomes greater, it becomes bigger. And you're much more further than the person that you need to be in order to take care of these challenges. This is why we shouldn't shy away from pressure. What did Kanye say? Whatever doesn't kill me, make me stronger. Same thing with pressure. It's not here to hurt you. It's not here to harm you. It's not here to unalive you. It's here to make you greater. That's why I consistently say we have to change our perspective of the world. We have to change our perspective of the universe. Always thinking that it's here to bring us down or here to do us wrong or here not to prosper us, make us prosper. No. It's here to make sure that we're our greatest versions of us that we could possibly be. It's here to ensure that we get the most out of life as possible. It's just been evil spirits and people who profited off of negativity and fear who told you, that this is a hard life, who told you that the universe doesn't want you to prosper, who told you all these negative things to get you to lose sight, to get you to not even try, to get you to in a loser and a lack mindset, mentality. But let me tell you this, that's all false. It's like when your parents pressure you to do your homework. They're forcing you to do your homework or pressuring you to do your homework so you become more knowledgeable, so you can get good grades, so you can graduate and be better with your life, do better with your life. They're not forcing you to do your homework or applying pressure for you to do your homework as some sort of punishment. It's the same thing with the universe. It's not some form of punishment. Pressure is not a form of punishment. Pressure is just here to ensure that you become your greatest version. For you to turn from coal to a diamond. Anyway, I hope this helps somebody today. It's your favorite cousin. Y'all be safe. Love and blessings.